we reiterate the call for upholding international humanitarian law. Now, almost everyone has been saying for some time that there is no military solution to this conflict. Each day of continued fighting only deepens the wounds and the ongoing tragedy and moving the parties further away from reaching a political settlement. We again call upon the parties to demonstrate restraint, take meaningful strides towards de-escalation, and work earnestly towards a ceasefire through a sustained and meaningful dialogue process. In this context, we welcome the renewed push for peace, including mediation efforts by Turkey and Qatar. A solution that is acceptable to all parties can, in fact, silence the guns and ensure lasting peace.
The latest UN Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine report has concluded that Russia's repeated attacks with short-range drones against civilians amount to crimes against humanity and war crimes. But aerial attacks are not the only threat that Ukrainian children face. The Russian government has forcibly transferred children from their homes and communities. This is a naked attempt to erase Ukrainian identity and with it, Ukraine's future. Let's be clear. These actions are signs of desperation. Russia's victory is not inevitable. They've been throwing everything at Ukraine, but have made only minor territorial gains in the past 4 years. And Russia's losses are unsustainable. Over 1 million soldiers have been killed or wounded. The cost of war for Russia is mounting. Since March, President Zelensky has offered an unconditional ceasefire. But President Putin has repeatedly shown that he's not serious about ending this war.
主张推动局势缓和，防止战事升级。各方应避免采取加剧冲突的行为，包括向当事方扩散武器。小组重申，共同目标必须是通过谈判达成一份全面、公正、持久且反映冲突当事方关切、为冲突当事方所接受的和平协议，支持交换战俘等人道倡议。小组对单边制裁造成的负面影响深表关切，主张维护各国开展正常国际贸易和经济合作的权利。主席，中方在乌克兰问题上的立场非常明确，一以贯之。我们始终以习近平主席提出的4个应该为基本遵循，积极同各方接触，为和平奔走，为促谈努力。我们愿继续与各方保持沟通，增进国际社会中的平衡、客观、理性的声音。
Since the beginning of this year, Ukraine has supported President Trump's proposals aimed at ending the war. We are ready as before to work constructively with the American side as well as with our European partners and around the world so that the outcome is peace. Ukraine has officially received from the American side a draft plan. We outlined the fundamental principles that matter to our people. We agreed to work on the plan's provisions in a way that would bring about a just end of the war. In this context, allow me to make several critical points. First, while Ukraine stands ready to engage in meaningful negotiations to end this war, including at the leaders' level, our red lines are clear and unwavering. There will never be any recognition, formal or otherwise, of Ukrainian territory temporarily occupied by the Russian Federation as Russian. Our land is not for sale. Ukraine will not accept any limits on its right to self-defense or on the size and capabilities of our armed forces. nor will we tolerate any infringement on our sovereignty, including our sovereign right to choose the alliances we want to join.
Mr. President, 2 months ago, the Council met at the request of my country, following Russia's violation of the Polish airspace with its drones. Now we are facing another major escalation, of which I would like this Council to be rightly informed against the Russian disinformation. On November 15 to 16, 2 acts of diversion targeting Polish railway infrastructure occurred, including the blowing up of a section of the track on the Warsaw-Lublin route, which is crucially important for the delivery of the aid, including the United Nations assistance, to Ukraine. According to the investigation, these were intentional actions aimed at causing a railway disaster. Many people's lives were put at risk. These were the most serious acts of sabotage against Poland since the beginning of Russia's full-scale aggression against Ukraine. Fortunately, a tragedy was averted, but another line was crossed. These actions are evidence of how Russia is spreading its aggression into other countries in the region. 2 saboteurs were promptly identified as, of course, individuals bearing the Ukrainian passports, but one of them was sentenced already in May 2025 by a Ukrainian court